welcome to another Chew and Chat. I am Justine Dorn, and Ron has been turned into a black cat. I don't know if you can see him. He's right here. Hey, Mish. Say hi. Okay, can the real Ron stand up now?
Okay, hold on. You're not supposed to start without me.
I won't. Hey, Mish.
Hello, friends. I'm here.
Thank you for joining us for another lovely Chew and Chat. We got the savory and the sweet.
Yes, we do. And Mish is a little dusty. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but he's been rolling in the dirt.
He's an outdoor cat.
We got beautiful weather here in Missouri this week. It's in the mid-50s, close to 60, I believe, actually.
Yes.
And he's been enjoying the dryness of the dirt because he lets get in there and roll.
Yeah,
it's fun.
He kind of acts like a dog more than a cat, really.
Yes, if a dog could meow, he'd be a dog because he meows, but he acts like a dog.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so what do we have today? We have red cabbage and sausage, a favorite in this cabin.
Yes, the winds will be blowing tonight.
Yeah, cabbage kind of does do that. But we've made this, I think, 3 times for early Americans so far. Now we have mashed turnips. Okay, yeah, I know you're used to the mashed potatoes. We're gonna remix it. Now we got mashed turnips. This will be interesting because I absolutely hate turnips.
I'm not the biggest fan of them either. They're quite watery.
Yeah.
Turnip greens are good. I think this is the second time we've done like a mashed turnip, or we did boiled turnips before. Something like that. I don't really remember, but I'm about to find out if I like it or not.
The last thing that we have is we have a pear tart.
A pear tart.
All are from American receipts from the 1820s.
Well, this should be quite delicious. And just a side note, if you're just joining us, Mish, we are leaving him in the cabin for the entire show because there's so many of you wonderful viewers that love him. Even though he's going to drive us nuts with all the meows, we've decided we're going to keep him in here and deal with it for you guys.
That's right. I think I know why he might have been dumped by his previous owner.
I think so.
It's because he's a serial meower. He just meows and meows and meows. I like it. It doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, you might want to go elsewhere.
Just turn off the volume, turn the captions on. But it might also show up as cat meowing. Meow.
He might fall asleep. Meow. He might fall asleep.
He is in his chair, so he might fall asleep.
Okay, so Ron, serve yourself up. Get yourself a scoop of this. And like he was...
I gotta?
You gotta. Okay. Like he was saying, turnip greens are awesome. Americans love turnip greens. But turnips, what the... Look at this little tiny scoop. That's how much you love turnips.
Well, I don't want to take more unless I know I like it. If I like it, I can always go back for more.
Okay, you out there, have you
Waste not, want not.
True. Have you ever tried mashed turnips before? Can you comment on what your experience was? Now, little bits chopped up in a stew, it's not the end of the world, that's okay. But this, like he said, it's watery compared to potatoes. I drained as much of the water out as I possibly could, and I think I did a pretty decent job. But it's a little hint of sweet. Kind of tastes like a cross between a parsnip and a very bad potato. It's just not good.
It looks like mushed up sauerkraut. Would you hand me a glass, please?
Yes. We got cranberry juice.
Yes. Yes, they had cranberry juice back then. Actually, the technique of flooding the cranberry fields comes from the late 18th century. I actually learned that at Cracker Barrel. On their little...
At Cracker Barrel?
Yes. There's fun facts at Cracker Barrel, and I learned that on the back of a cranberry thing there.
Look at this.
I forget the fellow's name that came up with it, but it was here in America.
Look at this little diet plate. But why the cabbage? We love cabbage.
We'll see.
Okay.
It's purple cabbage. I've never had it.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I've had the green.
There's documented evidence on this channel of you eating it.
Well, people change.
Okay. And then we have mustard.
Which they had back then.
And we just absolutely cannot eat pork without mustard. Okay, so...
Well, you want to say grace?
I can say grace.
I got a haircut, by the way. In case you didn't notice.
Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for protecting us during our home build, guiding us on what to do. Please bless everyone who's watching right now. Let them have a safe, healthy, and happy day, either with themselves or with their family and friends. And thank you for this food. Let it nourish our bodies. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeesh.
Mish Mish is cuddled up in a ball right
Oh, he's
now.
asleep. That's why he's not meowing. Okay,
He's
we're
asleep.
good.
You guys want to see? Not only is he asleep, but I think he's also giving us the cold shoulder as well because he has completely turned around. He's turned his back to us. Alright. Well, while he's snoozing away, we're going to get down to business
Get
here.
down to real business here.
So I'm going to start with this cabbage.
You'll like it. Every time you eat cabbage, you're like, oh, I don't like cabbage. And then you eat it and you say, oh, I love cabbage.
I'm a coleslaw guy.
Isn't that cabbage?
Right, but it ain't been cooked.
He's a complicated man.
It's not bad. It's got the flavors of the sausage in it, which is nice.
Yeah. This is actually one of my favorite dishes, though. Sausages and cabbage. I could eat that any day of the week. Especially in wintertime. It's a good way to get your veggies in. I've had this meal so many times. Mmm.
Okay. I have something to say.
Okay.
Those are actually pretty darn good.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, I'm not kidding.
Well,
you.
they're gone.
I actually like it more than I do the cabbage today.
Okay.
Don't mind if I do.
Please, because I am not going to eat it.
Did you put butter in these?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I taste butteriness. Just pop these on the plate like that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Unexpected.
Yes.
Now we shall see what turnips do to your digestive system later today, because I have no clue.
Me neither.
Ron has a sensitive gut.
You ain't gotta tell the whole world. They already know. Well, hey. Over the weekend, we went to the St. Genevieve Queen's Ball here in town, and we had a great time with our friends. Really fun time.
We had a ball at the ball.
We literally had a ball at the ball.
The St. Gen King's Ball, they've been having that every year for at least the last 150, 200 years, if I remember correctly. Not like I was alive back then, but... So it's supposed to mark the end of winter and the start of spring. But nowadays, we have it more so in winter. It's like in the dead of February.
Right. But this year it was the Queen's Ball.
Yes.
Because it's leap year, I believe.
Yeah, every leap year they have, instead of the King's Ball, they have the Queen's Ball. And the reason why we call it that is because all of the males or the females that attend the ball, depending on the year, they get a slice of cake. And if your slice of cake has a bean in it, it's an uncooked bean, you'll know if you chew on it, then you have been crowned as either the king or the queen of the year.
And then you get to pick your companion. So if Justine would have won, hopefully she would have picked me. If I would have won last year, I gladly would have picked her, but I've never won before.
Me either. I've never won. And we didn't win this time either.
But it's always fun doing those big contra country dances. It's similar to square dancing, kind of. But it's with everybody at the tables. They turn the lights off. You bring finger foods and you light the candles, and it's just a real fun time.
Everyone's dressed in 18th century clothes. Some people are more accurate than others, but that's okay.
All levels of society. You'll see, very grand gowns, and you'll see people dressed as peasant type.
And then you see people that went to the Halloween store.
They're trying.
They're literally in a princess costume, but that's okay.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. All are welcome.
I actually quite like these turnips.
That's amazing. You can have the ones on my plate. Mish Mish!
We told you we're leaving them in here.
What are you doing, Mish Mish?
No.
He just meows and meows and meows.
Come on, I thought you were going to sleep. Yeah. Here, you want to sleep in Bubby's lap? Come on.
There's food in his bowl right now. He's got water in his water bowl.
Here,
He just is a serial meower.
Go to sleep. Nope. Those are mine.
Yeah, I don't think you want those turnips. I gave him a little bit of sausage earlier today. He wasn't interested. He just licked it and he walked away. He doesn't like human food, but he will smell it.
Unless it's butter.
Yeah, he loves butter. Yeah, that's the thing. Anything buttery or buttery smelling, he'll go crazy for it.
Like those buttery biscuits from Cracker Barrel.
You and Cracker Barrel. Okay.
We love Cracker Barrel.
We like Cracker Barrel.
So sometimes we bring leftovers back from with us to the cabin, and if we leave the biscuits unattended, Mish will eat them.
That's true. We do like Cracker Barrel. We haven't gone in a little bit. We're trying to save money right now because times are tough.
Mm-hmm.
We're building our house right now.
We're trying to be, what's the word, frugal?
Frugal, yes. It's kind of crunch time when it comes to our house build. It's the critical last few months before we have to move in. And the house isn't going to be done by the time we move in. It's kind of like we're going to move in and then slowly continue it. But I'm hoping we'll at least have running water. It'll be insulated. And it'll have windows and doors, for crying out loud, you know? Those are my only requirements, really, to live there. There's already a roof. The windows are in. We finished the windows. Thank you, Ron. Congratulations. It's been really cold out. I mean, the last week has been amazing. But being out there, the house ain't insulated. So the temperature that's outside is a temperature that's inside. And we've had some really cold days, so sometimes it's hard going out there, and it's like 30 degrees, and you have to be out there for 8 hours working.
Especially with all the rain we've had, because it hasn't been...
Yeah.
I know we had that Arctic blast a couple weeks ago, but lately, the last 10 days, it's just been raining nonstop.
Yeah.
And being just right at the freezing point, so it's just nasty and muddy and
it's that
icy cold.
It's that wet cold that just makes you feel miserable. You just want to go home and crawl under a blanket, but we can't because it's crunch time. And I'm not even gonna lie, it's been incredibly stressful. I mean, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Not physically anymore. I thought it was so hard physically during summertime, but that was easy. Now we're coming towards the crunch time of getting married and being able to get things situated to move in. A lot of things have to line up. A lot of money has to be spent. A lot of things still have to happen. Expensive things such as the well, septic, getting our solar set up, which we did order the solar the other day. So whenever that arrives, I'll have to decipher all of that.
You broke an egg.
Is it leaking?
No, but it's cracked open.
Well, I'll cook it later.
Okay.
Set aside.
I'm taking the other eggs and I'm putting them far away.
Bad Mish.
Bad Mish.
He never plays with anything, and I guess he's trying to get our attention.
Okay, I'm gonna bring his food bowl over here so you guys see that he don't want food. He's just a cereal meower. It's in the other room.
If you give him some butter, I bet he'll eat it and then go to sleep.
I actually don't have any butter in here.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I tried.
Okay. I mean, maybe he'll eat 1 or 2 bits.
He might make a liar out of us.
Yeah, it's been sitting on the
hungry.
It's been sitting on the floor next to his bed all day.
I promise you, he's not hungry.
Are you serious? It's been sitting next to your bed all day, Mish. Mish!
Anyways, so lots of things still have to happen, so it is a lot of pressure. People asking questions, well, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about that? And this, and that, and that, and that.
See, he's already lost.
And it's like, I don't have an answer on the fly for you right then and there, because I'm focused on 5 other things.
Yeah.
So it's hard to backtrack to go to one of the other 23 things that you got to, prepare for 6 months down the road. So it's just very stressful.
You said it's not physically hard anymore.
It's mentally hard.
It's been very mentally hard because we have to wake up early. And by the way, we wake up early every day. I think Ron wakes up at 4 every morning.
4:30.
And I wake up usually at like 6 to 6:30. But we are not morning. I mean, we are not night people. We're morning people. But it's mentally hard because we just don't have any free time. And your body is telling you to sit down and rest, but you can't because you have to go and work on the house. And the house is actually like an hour away from here.
Yeah, if they had a straight shot road, it would be like 25, 30 minutes, but the way a crow flies. But you have to take the back roads to get there. So there's not a straight shot. So that just, when you're doing 45 miles an hour on a road, it's like this, and like this, and stop and go and get behind a tractor.
Crazy country roads.
I just want to get there already.
Yeah, so it's an hour drive there, an hour drive back, and then we have to be out there for, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever it is. Working, and you just want to say, no, I just want to have fun. I just want to go home and watch a movie. I just want to go I just want to do something else besides working, but we can't because it's crunch time, so it's like every day we're working. So yes, the stress is at a high level right now. I'm just hoping that someday the house will be done and we can sit back and be so grateful for all that we did, but man, right now it's hard.
So anyways, we're hoping that plumbing is the next thing to cross off the list, and then we can do the wiring, then we can do insulation, which is easy, and then we can move on to drywall.
Yeah.
Which is semi-easy. It's just heavy.
Yes, and I'm hoping within the next 30 days or maybe 2 months we can have the well dug. The very last thing we'll do is put the septic in, because the septic is so painfully expensive.
Yep.
That,
and all is. But we can only do certain things at certain times. We can't afford to do it all at once.
No, we can't.
We are doing this without a loan, so you have to. It takes a little bit more time, but in the long run, it's nicer, they say.
Yeah, so we're going to be completely off grid. We're going to have solar to power some of the necessities, but we're still going to be kind of an inch away from being Amish. I mean, we're going to have a wood-cooked stove and a wood heater in the basement and all that, but we're going to have enough solar to power, well, first of all, like, the water needs electricity, because to power a well, you have to have electricity. You know, so even if you live off grid, you still need electricity.
Yeah. I mean, sure, we could rough it if we really had to, but we wouldn't be able to make videos for you guys and edit and put them up and all that stuff. So we could disappear and live like, you know, mountain people in the mountains. But I'm not ready for that. I like quite a few modern things, as well as history. And we want to be able to bring this content to you at our, you know, our best that we can. So we need those modern amenities to make that happen.
Yes.
So... But yeah, we do need electricity. But it will be hidden. You know, we're not gonna be like, hey, look at my microwave or something like that.
No.
It'd be concealed. You go to a lot of these historic houses, actually just about 90% of them, they're all on some modern foundation, or it's been redone underneath, and it's got a central air heating and cooling in it, and the electric is hidden. I mean, you have to keep these climate controlled in these old houses, or else you get mold and stuff.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to totally spill the beans here, but Thornhill, that 1820s house that we love so much, they have that summer kitchen with the hearth in it. But then there's a door in the corner that looks like a closet. You open it, and there's a full modern kitchen back there.
Yeah.
Stevenson house, hearth. I used to cook there for like 6 months. You open up a door, it looks like a closet, and there's a modern sink in there. A lot of houses have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna, it won't be in the summer kitchen, but it'll be in the actual main house, you know.
Right. So our main house will be a main house, and then when we say the kitchen addition to the house, it's a modern with historical flavorings themed kitchen. Historical flavorings? I mean, it's not gonna be like some catalog kitchen you see from IKEA or something like that. But we're gonna do it, you know, to our taste, but then our detached kitchen, summer kitchen, will be the 100% historic period correct kitchen. Yeah. So there's 2 kitchens at our house. So our modern one will just be themed or whatever. Well, or styled to our liking. It's gonna be kind of Amish, you know. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's gonna have a wood cook stove. Country. Country American style kitchen. But we actually went to IKEA a few weeks ago. Yeah, I had to see what it was all about. That was your first time. The food was good. I didn't really care for the items there. They looked like a bunch of, I don't know, it just looked soulless. It does look soulless. Everything was botsy and white. It just looks very white and black. Like there's no colors. It looked, if you had to describe furniture, I'd say it's communism furniture. Yeah, there's no soul. There's no soul to it. There's no happiness to it. Yeah, so instead of actually buying something, instead you and our friends just completely goofed off. Oh yeah. And probably terrorized all the staff working there, watching through the cameras. The rugs were cool. They had a rug section. They were super expensive, but other than that, there wasn't really anything that I'd buy except for the food. The food was good. Now speaking of food, let's get back to this. Yes. Okay, what would you rate these dishes from the 1820s? Let's start off with this one. I am giving that a 8 out of 10. What? I really like it. Surprisingly, I really like it. I'm surprised. Whoa, okay. I didn't think I would. I didn't eat the last bite because it got cold.
Yeah.
Now cold, I don't like it, but
No.
hot, I like it.
To me, turnips is like livestock food. I would feed turnips to hogs and deer and cows, but I just don't feel like it's human food. I don't know. It doesn't taste good.
And the sausages, I'd give them a 10. They are excellent.
Thank you.
And those are actually made here in St. Genevieve.
Yeah.
By the Ketting family. A long secret recipe from their family history.
Yes.
I wish I knew it because I'd make my own. I don't know what they put.
Rate it as a whole.
Oh, as a whole.
Yeah,
it's
a dish.
Okay, I give it a 8 as well because I'm not that crazy about the purple cabbage today.
That's okay. Now, the last thing you haven't tried yet, that is the Pear Tart.
I want to try it, but I'm holding this baby here. Wake up!
Do you want me to feed you? Okay, I'll feed you.
All right.
So this Pear Tart, now something about it, I've already tried it. It tastes very good.
He's saying, feed me? What?
But it fell apart when I went to cut it. It just completely fell apart. And I made it exactly the way it said. Now, y'all, don't come here and be like, well, you should have cut the pears smaller, or you should have done that. I did it exactly how the recipe told me to do, okay? That's the point of this.
This is actually pretty good.
Thank you. It just fell apart. You know, sometimes there's desserts out there that when you actually go to cut into it, it's a mess.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
It's going to get chewed up anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't look good on camera, but in person, no one really cares. Wow, you're really going to town on that.
10.
10?
This is good. I've never ate a pear tart before.
We're used to the apple ones.
The pear is, I don't want to say, it's not harder than an apple. It holds together more than an apple, but yet it's luscious when you bite into it.
It's juicy.
It's juicy.
Yeah, it's juicy.
He's still not going outside.
No, he's staying in here.
We're doing it. It's torture to our ears, but for you guys' pleasure.
It is a season for apples, pears, and dried or preserved fruit.
I really like this. It's not overly sweet. The pears have their own kind of sweetness. That's why people make wine out of them.
Yeah,
you don't really see people making wine out of apples. I'm sure you can. But pears, they're sweeter.
Yeah, pears are very good. You either love or you hate pears. I love pears.
My favorite ones are the red ones.
I love the red ones too. We have 4 or 5 pear trees planted out at our orchard right now, and they're about 5 foot tall right now. So they're little itty bitty baby pear trees, and they're all varieties that were in America in the early 1800s. So I'm really hoping that in maybe 5 years or so, we'll get a really good amount of fruit off of them, and I'll be able to preserve all of the pears and the apples, because we have a lot of apple trees. I'll be able to preserve all that in our cellar.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm going to go back for more.
Okay. And you'll be able to see him completely demolish his slice. Because it's just going to fall apart as soon as he lifts it up. Now, we have one last thing to talk about before we head on out. And that's us heading on out. Guess what? I got a phone call a couple of weeks ago. And sometimes when you get a phone call, it'll show the person's name, even though they're not in your contacts.
Right.
It said Samson Historical. And I said, what? Because they've never actually called me before. We always talk to each other through email or Instagram sometimes. And so I answer, and guess what? I am going to be photographed for their next catalog that they're going to be releasing in a few months.
She's going to be a model.
I've never actually met these guys in person before. You all might be disappointed when I show up and I'm only 5'3", and I look like a warlock that lives under a big old mossy rock. Oh my God. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but guess what? Tomorrow afternoon we are leaving to go to Indiana because that's where they live. That's their headquarters of Samson Historical. If you don't know what Samson Historical is, they sell 18th century and early 19th century reenactment gear for reenactors like us, or just casual people that kind of want these pieces in their house here and there.
They have clothing, they have cooking utensils, they have like games and like novelty gifts, things you'd like to have in your study, on your bookshelf.
Yeah, all sorts of things.
Of stuff that you would have.
This came from Samson.
Yeah. This is from Samson?
This is from Samson.
What else in here is from Samson?
Well, like half of our stuff here is from Samson.
The cooking iron thingies are from Samson.
Like the spatulas and whatnot, you know,
Yes.
those are from Samson.
That bottle there is from Samson. The vinegar bottle.
Yeah. The vinegar bottle. Just
The vinegar
random
bottle.
things in here are from Samson Historical.
The pie plates. The redware
Yeah, the
pie plates.
redware pie plates that we usually cook with are from Samson Historical.
Some of the stuff we've got put up. But, I mean, some things, we don't have everything on display all the time. But,
This fork is from Samson.
This fork.
This here fork is from Samson Historical. It just dawned on me. So we just have really random things in here from them. Very good company, very nice people. We like working with them. But they invited me to be photographed, and in exchange, I get to keep the dress for free.
Yeah.
I'm going to model a dress, 18th century dress.
Is it green or blue?
I don't know. I have no clue what I'm walking into. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if it's a lace-up or pin shut. I have no clue. But I'm really excited. Yeah, so they're right outside of Indianapolis, so we're going to be head that way. We're going to spend 2 nights over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be photographed. I've never had that happen before. Never has anyone wanted to photograph me.
I've taken your picture before.
Okay, yes, you have. Okay, so flashback to sad memory of mine. Back when I was living in South Korea, because my dad is he retired, a colonel in the military. So we were stationed in Seoul, South Korea for 2 years. Now they have like these model scouts that'll just walk the streets and look for attractive people.
That's creepy.
And they'll walk up to you and they'll say, "You're attractive. Hey, do you want to be a model? I have an agency that can represent you." That's how they do it. For adults, for kids. So at the time, I think I was in the 7th grade. And this lady walks up to my family, like my mom, my brother, and my brother at the time, I think, was only 10 years old. She walks up to my brother and she says, "You are perfect for the agency. You're absolutely divine. You're exactly what we're looking for." And I don't know why I have a French accent. She was Korean. But anyway, then she looked at me and she made the worst face.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was like, "Ooh, it stinks." And then she walked, like, she just continued to look at my mom and my brother and, like, ignore me. So that is my personal encounter and experience with the modeling agency world, is that I am not wanted.
No.
I am not wanted. And I'm only 5'3". Plus, it's not a career that I would want to be a part of for multiple reasons. But I'm going to try it out for Samson. This is going to be cool.
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Well, hey guys, we hope you have a good rest of the week and a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. We'll have an update for you about our trip to Indiana next week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.